Hi, Kelsey.
Hi.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. So why don't you let me know how things have been since I saw you last?
Things have been okay. Kind of the same. There haven't really been too many changes. But yeah, things are fine.
Okay. All right. Good. So, I do have some more intake questions, the really boring ones. Just so I can finish setting up your chart.
Okay.
Kelsey, how old are you?
I'm 33.
And your identified gender?
Female.
All right. And your hair color is brown?
Yeah. Right now it's brown.
What about your eye color?
Blue.
Okay. Your occupation?
I'm the director of 2 different branches of a company called Peaceful Schools.
And your highest level of education?
Bachelor's. Currently, I'm getting my master's degree.
Masters. Great. Your marital status?
I am married.
Right. So you, husband and baby. Anybody else living at home?
Just a lot of pets.
Well, they're like babies.
They are.
Okay. All right. Okay. So listen, if you have any questions during this, don't be afraid to stop me. I don't want you to forget anything, because I know I'm going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you. Okay. So for my next thing, it's actually not a question, but it is a question. I want you to remember 3 words for me. Okay.
Okay.
Tree, bike, and star.
Okay.
Tree, bike, and star. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. What is today's date?
The 25th of February.
Okay, great. What season is it?
It's winter.
Boo. Where are you right now?
I'm in my house.
And why are you here with me?
I just kind of wanted to get a little extra help to create a better habit in my life that I used to be pretty good about sticking to and lost after I had a baby.
Great. Okay. All right. So what do you think is contributing to the slump that you're in right now? Is it a matter of not having the motivation? Is it not having the energy? Is it not having the time? Maybe a mix of things? What do you think is contributing to that?
I would say 100% all of the above. It is lack of motivation, lack of energy, lack of time.
All right. So there's a lot of barriers there. We got to have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, how would you say that these barriers or this kind of slump and getting you back on the swing of it, how do you would say that kind of contributes to your day-to-day life? What does that impact? How does that impact you?
Um, that's a great question. I think it kind of depends on the day.
Mhm.
I've gone a bit of time now without exercising, so I don't really miss it anymore, but I do know that like it will help my energy level
Mhm.
daily, and it will help kind of just like my mental health in general. It'll just improve that. Obviously I know it'll help my physical health. So like daily it definitely does impact me, but surface level, I don't I don't miss it. So I'm not like sad to not be
Right.
doing it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep. So it's more the thinking ahead and how it could continuously affect you. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, since you're not getting the exercise that you used to, what have you done to kind of supplement that or to cope with the different things that you're not getting? So, like the extra exercise, the me time. What are you doing in exchange for that?
Um Doing a lot of watching TV.
Okay.
That's my
TV.
other favorite
All right.
activity, and it's something that my husband and I do together when our baby goes to sleep.
Okay.
Um, and then I have been pretty busy with other things in my
Mhm.
life the last few months. Um, so I've definitely been filling my time in other ways, but that's been more like work related or I like to do theater and I'm involved in theater in many different ways and I've had a couple shows back to back, so I've done that as well.
So it's not really about not getting out there and doing different things. It's just that they're not exercise related like they used to be. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. All right. So, what exactly? I mean, we talked a little bit about how you would like some, guidance making a plan and getting it consistent. What exactly do you think your expectations are of the treatment? What exactly do you think that it is that I can do to help you? And if you don't know, that's fine too.
I just think honestly, keeping me accountable, like coming to see you is making me accountable for
Okay.
this. So that alone, I think is going to be helpful. And then being able to talk through how this could work and how I can kind of structure my life with you, then will make it more tangible. It'll make it easier, I think, for me instead of me just being by myself trying to think, oh, tomorrow I'll do this, tomorrow I'll do that, whatever. Actually having somebody to talk through it with, I think is gonna help me
Okay.
create a real plan.
Perfect. Okay. So, Kelsey, is there anything about your medical health that you think is important to mention? Any like diagnoses that you think would be affected by any of this?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, a pretty
Yeah.
clean medical history.
Good, good. Okay. What about mental health wise? Any diagnoses that this could interfere with?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, similarly, pretty okay.
Good. Okay. So, this may or may not contribute to anything, but it's just a general question that I like to ask. Is there any legal background that I should be aware of? Arrests, concerns, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. All right, Kelsey, what were those 3 items that you were going to remember for me?
Um, tree, bike, and star.
Beautiful. Okay. So, one of the important things that we're going to do throughout all the sessions, depending on, it could be 3 sessions, we could decide on 12 sessions. No matter what, we're always going to be talking about goals and we're always going to be talking about discharge. So let's kind of think now of some short-term goals and a long-term goal for you. I don't know if it's easier for you to think of the short term. I usually think of the long term and go backwards. What are your thoughts on some goals?
Um, I think my short-term and long-term goals are maybe similar for this.
Okay.
Like I kind of just want to get back into a routine. I don't have any specific like I want to lose X amount of weight by this amount this time, or I need like I don't have that sort of thing. I kind of just
Mhm.
want to more like get back in the habit. So I would say a goal I think would be for me to just like get back to some form of exercise 3-ish times a week, maybe.
Okay. So that's a good short-term goal. So for a long-term goal that could be kind of similar, and this is just a suggestion, you could think about, how many weeks of consistency
Mm.
would you want to see before saying, okay, I think I'm good to do this on my own, um, I mean, because you're gonna have bumps and stuff in between, and that's fine. But you want to be confident in yourself and what you've accomplished, to make sure that that's the next step for you would be to be done with counseling. So, any thoughts on like how consistent you think once you get into a consistent groove? How many weeks?
I think probably like 4 to 6 weeks
Okay.
would probably be helpful. I remember reading somewhere that it takes 21 days to make a habit. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I feel like maybe if I can, you know,
That makes sense. That's probably why I'm usually out by like 19.
yeah, right, same.
Oh, that didn't work out. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's great. Is there another short-term goal that you can think of? Maybe working from like 1 to 2 times a week to a total of 3 to 4 times a week.
That's
Okay, because
probably much easier.
that's technically separate. Okay, so let's do 1 to
Yeah.
2 times a week. Now, are these goals that you feel pretty confident you can do while you're working with me?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because I want them to be, reachable. There's no point having goals if, we're not able to get to them. Okay. All right. So another thing, last thing that I want to talk about before we kind of plan for this next session. I always like to kind of, like I said, discuss the discharge, because one, that's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be tailored to, exactly what your needs are and what your expectations of treatment are. We've got some good treatment goals. I think those are great, and they're definitely going to be attainable for you. But I'd like to begin a plan for what the follow-up evaluation would be like. So one of the things that I like to do after discharging a client is to follow up with them, and with whatever ways we determine during the sessions. I want to follow up to see how successful they were, how they felt I did with helping them come up with the plan and assisting them in meeting their goals. And that just kind of gives me an idea, from person to person to person, how the techniques that I'm using are working. So it's kind of helpful to evaluate myself later on. There's also the option of, just having me reach out to you, having me reach out to somebody that you're okay with me talking on your behalf, so that I can, follow up with them and see how you're doing. There's all different ways that we can do it. So do you have an approach that you would like to try with me? Is there a certain amount of months you'd like me to wait before I contacted you?
Probably not too many. I think it'd probably be good to make that a little bit shorter.
Okay.
And really any ways works for me. You can contact me, you could contact my husband. I'm sure he would be able to give you
Okay.
information as well.
So if I reached out to you and your husband, let's say 2 to 3 months after discharge, would you be both open to completing a questionnaire if I emailed that to you as well?
Definitely.
All right. Well, Kelsey, do you have any questions for me today? Okay.
I think so.
So I think we're going to set up another date to meet, and I think that we're going to start working on creating your treatment plan.
Great.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
So we'll see you then.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.